Yo, 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 yo! Welcome back to another episode of podcast in normal month. And before we jump into the episode, let me bring the agenda.
Yo, Maddie, stop. I have been holding something to say to you for a long time. What
Okay.
kind of gamer you are, man?
Huh? What?
You just keep on quitting the games that keep challenging you, and you're playing Candy Crush.
What?
Like,
What games I
what
quit?
on earth? What on earth like, you are doing with Candy Crush, man? You
What
can
games I
you
quit, man?
it's you quit Bloodborne, you quit Days Gone, you quit everything that's competitive, man. You just want to like win for free or something. I don't know.
I'm a baby gamer, dude, so I give up games.
Dude, you just have to justify that Kakarot game, man. It was so
Okay, okay,
too
okay.
good.
Stop. Enough of the prank. So, Sam Cruise was not angry on me. It's just a prank that we are trying to pull it off. Anyway, let's bring up the agenda for today's episode. So, you know who's going to be the guest speaker? It's friendly neighborhood bro, Sam Cruise is coming for the fifth episode. He's making a record. I'll mention that in the beginning. And then the today's topic, the modern era of gaming. We'll begin with the modern era of gaming, how games are being evolved and what kind of games are there in 2020, mid 2020s, and then what is a Souls-like game. So that's our episode's topic. And then we're gonna see the design elements of these Souls-like games and some of the examples, best games that are Souls-like. Means yeah, I don't want to explain what our Souls game like. Let's get into the episode. Let me bring you the podcast intro before we start. Yup. So yeah, today's guest speaker is Sam Cruz. Welcome to another episode of MWM Podcast Gaming. This is the fifth episode, and Sam Cruz becomes the first member in MWM Hub to appear in 5 podcast episodes. That's a record. So previously, the record was 4 episodes shared by Sam Cruz, Prajita Sharma, and Zygam. So Prajita was the first person, and then Zygam was second, and then Sam Cruz recently matched up their records. Now Sam Cruz is surpassing them and making this record of 5 podcasts for MW Hub. So congratulations, Sam Cruz. Any words on the record?
Yeah, it's so good to be on the fifth time here. Like, and the prank felt too awkward for me to be honest. But then today's topic is Souls game, right? I'm so interested to it, and yeah, let's continue.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get into the episode. Yeah. So we welcome Sam Cruz for the fifth time, and hope he comes back for many more episodes. And today we have selected a very unique topic, and I have to give a special mention to Venom here because. Venom was the one when I was playing Black Myth Wukong, I guess. So Venom was the one who brought this term. MaddiE, this is like a Souls-like game. You have to struggle hard to beat enemies. There are like extremely difficult enemies. You have to go for a lot of respawn. So he introduced a lot of terms. The main term was Souls-like gaming, and I've been wondering. I asked immediately Sam Cruz, "What is this?" Venom is mentioning Souls-like. What is Souls-like game? So and then he explained what is it. So I wanted to bring this topic to the gamers community because I'm a baby gamer. As you see, I play Candy Crush on Wednesdays, but mostly I play story games, narrative story games, and mostly it would be easy level or moderate difficulty level. And that's the kind of gamer I am. And to play Souls-like game is a huge deal for me. So that's the reason I brought this topic. Yeah. So before we jump into the topic, let's explore. The modern era of gaming. So any words on modern era of gaming, Sam Cruz?
Uh, you want me to explain about how gaming has changed in the modern era?
Yeah, especially in the last 5 years.
Okay, the last 5 years, like, yes, the developers are like overdoing the games. Like, they're giving too much content and making the game too much longer.
Okay.
Like, there are still consider me, okay. So what I do is, if a game is like 6 7 hours, it's like perfect for me. uh, I'll just play it and I'll just move to the other game. But nowadays the RPG element, like you could see the latest Assassin's Creed games, right? It's too much of a grinding thing going on in the games, and I don't like it. Basically, I just see, you grinding on something is good. You like the game. You like put efforts for the story to process. That's okay, but I think the open world element is getting too much. Like it's overwhelming the game, I guess. So,
Okay.
and the other thing, the graphical advantages, right?
Hmm.
After Unreal Engine, like even after Unreal Engine 4 itself, the games were too like the minimum requirements for running a game like skyrocketed, and after Unreal Engine 5, like even a 3060, which is like a very good card, can't run some games. Like it's not even in the minimum requirements. So I guess the main thing that changes the graphical thing and how they express stories in games. Like there are different kinds of expressing stories in games, but in these recent 5 years, I guess it's not going the right path. I guess like many trash games are coming. So
Okay,
I mean,
that's yeah. Carry on, carry on.
so I guess like big AAA companies, right? They should start making games with like low rich games and uh, games that are straightforward to the story.
Okay. Yeah, that's a bit shocking to me because I thought it's the golden age of gaming and we're getting a lot of good games. And yeah, you concentrated more on the negative aspect, so there would be some positive aspect also, no? Could you please explain on the
Okay.
positive side, like what's happening in the modern era gaming?
Okay, so the modern era game, I would like to bring on one thing to the table. Like, in you have seen in God of War games, right?
Yeah.
He goes to a ledge and ledge or a cave for some time and goes out in the middle of missions. Okay,
Okay.
so it's like a small cutscene, but you can move around in the cutscene. Okay,
Hmm.
so how this graphical thing and optimization has developed is the thing you are going into a cave, right? It is not you actually going into a cave. It is you giving time to the game so that the other elements, I mean, the things that are outside the cave can load up and the textures can render. So
Okay.
that's how they play smartly in these days. That's why you don't get a loading screen in God of War. Actually, the game loads, but still, when you go through a ledge or like climb a mountain, they use that time smartly to move around. And then another key aspect is indie games. Yeah, like this is. I wouldn't say this is the golden age of gaming, but I would say it is the golden age for indie games. Like now, the resources are very easily available, and many developers who are passionate are developing new games. And like surprisingly, the indie games are performing like they have a slight edge in the market. Like if if you ask me to pick a game that should be multiplayer and it should be affordable for all of us, I would pick an indie game that like Devor or something like that
Okay.
to play. So it's I guess games have become more affordable now.
Yeah, but if we are, I mean, let's talk about 2024. So personally, I have picked up two new games which was released only in October or September, I guess. So Black Myth Wukong and Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So both these two games are so fantastic, and personally this year I think there are some good games out there. Even though what you mentioned is true, right? So they are overdoing it. I think the last two Assassin's Creed game didn't get received. I mean, they didn't received the critics' claims were not good. So, how about 2024? Like, is it good for gaming?
I would say it's fairly good for gaming. I wouldn't say it's the worst year.
Hmm.
Um, but Black Myth Wukong, right?
Hmm.
When it came, it didn't have like besides the Sun Wukong character, the game didn't have any expectations.
Hmm.
Like people are like, it is a low rich story, of course, so we don't have to worry about it. But after it came, the gameplay and its mechanics surprisingly shocked us, right? So
Hmm.
there are many games in 2024, but the thing is, Prince of Persia franchise, right?
Yeah.
They just killed it this year. So, like the last Crown game, right? It
Hmm.
was bullshit.
Okay. Was it like a 3D Unity engine or what do you say? Unreal Engine?
It was a Unity engine, I guess.
Okay. So still it was not
So
good.
no, it's not. See, just because a game is an engine, it doesn't mean it's good, right?
Okay.
And then a good thing, Tekken 8 came. Like it came in the beginning. I mean, I don't know. I guess it came around March or February, I guess.
Hmm.
So it was so good. The Tekken 8, they changed some mechanics and it was so good. And then Silent Hill game came. Like it was only for PS5. It's exclusive for PS5.
Okay.
Mm. Actually, this year seems pretty good, man. Many indie games also shined this year. Uh, and then, yeah, you get what is it?
Dragon
I,
Ball.
no. Pacific Drive. So you could have seen many streamers playing it. It's a wonderful game if you are into racing. I mean, driving games and into story exploration. It's a very good game.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess these are some good games, but it's a whole year, right? We have gotten many games, so I guess this is good for now.
Pacific Rim. I remember it's a movie, right? So two
No,
brothers.
Pacific Drive, it's the
Okay,
game.
Pacific Drive. Okay. Okay. Cool. So it's kind of you're saying the last 5 years have been tough in the gaming industry. People are overdoing it, and then today, this year, 2024 has been marginally good, is what you're saying. Yeah, I think as I said in the early prank, I'm a baby gamer, but recently I've delved into mainstream gaming, and I am playing 5 games a week. So this Black Myth Wukong and Dragon Ball Sparking is too good. They are really good. Like it's you kind of
Yeah,
feel worth the buck. 4,000, 3,000 bucks you purchase it, and especially I'm talking about PS consoles, and
yeah.
so
Actually,
I'm
the consoles are like shining nowadays, but due to the PC's unoptimized games. Like they create the same game for console and PC, but they don't optimize it for PC. So people are like leaning towards consoles now.
Oh, that's good actually. Yeah, I mean the as a gamer, not a what do you say, fanatic or like hardcore gamer from childhood. I have played games in my childhood, so occasionally, and I have played computer games. The comfort level I'm getting in console is it cannot be achieved by any other game. So I cannot go back to mobile. So it has to be a very specific game like Candy Crush or some
Yeah,
particular game that will make me go back to mobile or any other different platform. So the experience that you get in console is completely different, and I'm like I want to check out the VR now. So certain horror games are so good in VR, right? So it gives you when you play horror games in a normal PlayStation, it itself is like so scary. And imagine you were
yeah.
playing in a VR, it would be what do you say, amplifying the experience, right? So I think consoles will have this, what do you say, even though the fan base is less, the users are less, it will have its own what do you say, market.
The consoles have had its own markets ever since it came. Like the main target is people who are like they had a very great time in their childhood playing games, and then they got to work and life got busy. So think of someone who's working in a 9 to 5 and he comes back to home. He have to download the games in PC and go around optimize the settings and stuff. It's not like optimal for them, right? So I will go home, sit on my console, just open a game. It's already optimized. It's so good to have a setup like that. That's why.
Yeah, yeah. I'm enjoying the mainstream gaming version of mine, and having PlayStation is so fun. Okay, I think we have spent enough time on the first topic, which was modern era gaming. Good to know the modern era. Now, the main topic of the podcast, Souls-like game. What is this
Yeah.
game term first, and what is the origin of this term, and what it denotes? So please answer these 3 questions.
So nowadays we consider Souls like game as games that has these three things. I guess it's the difficulty,
Hmm.
and then of course the replayability factor,
Hmm.
and personally the third is I think it has a very good way of telling the story. Like it's so unique. The storytelling is.
Narrative.
Yeah, the narrative is so unique. Like it's so straightforward, man. I don't know how to describe it, but still, I would add on some points. Like, if you see the storytelling in these games, it doesn't have any high build up or something like that. There are no like prolonged cutscenes and thing. Uh, you're just a simple character. Every Souls like game starts with, like makes you start from zero basically.
Hmm.
You would just develop it. It feels like uh, an actual survival thing. Like, it doesn't have any it has fancy stuffs. Like, if you take Elden Ring, it's all about fancy stuff, but still uh, you start very grounded. So I like the fact that
Yeah, we put on
and,
the vibration on silent. Yeah,
my bad.
yeah.
And then the thing is, yeah, the origin of Souls like games, right? So it basically started with Demon Souls and Dark Souls. These are the two games. So that's why they call it Souls like game.
Hmm.
So so see, these games are difficult. It has a very unique mechanic. Okay, so imagine you are in a point called B and I am in a point called A.
Okay.
Mine is the spawn point, and I am coming to your place to like kill you. Okay, you are the boss. Okay,
Hmm.
so if I die trying to kill you, my resources and everything will be there at your place.
Okay.
So all my resources will be dropped at the place I died.
Okay.
So so what I could do is I could just I couldn't just go somewhere and take another fight. I have to kill you. Like, in Souls game, the bosses get like too personal and you feel egoistic about the bosses. And how do I say, you just feel like you have to kill him, you must kill him, you have some like
Personal vendetta.
yeah, you feel it too personal. And you should see like boys speaking about Souls like game. They just like ran the shit about the bosses. And you just wish that you are not a boss in a Souls like game.
Okay.
And then yeah, the next thing is all Souls like game is like, how do I say, the environment, right? The environment in Souls like game
Hmm.
itself tells you a story. Like, everybody interprets it differently.
Hmm.
uh, and then the basic level design thing is like, the level design itself is built for combat. And then it basically stands for like high risk and high take Souls like game.
Hmm.
There is no Souls like game without taking risks. So it's replaying, dying, and you have to collect and you have to build yourself and fight the boss. And it happens repeatedly, but I'm not sure why it doesn't bore anyone. It just brings on more to the table every time you play it.
Okay. Have you played these games that you mentioned, Demon Souls and Dark Souls?
I have played Dark Souls.
Okay. Are
Like, I
these
have a
okay? Okay. Continue. Continue.
so I have a friend of mine who plays these games. Okay, he's completely into Souls like games.
Hmm.
I guess it's Dark Souls 3. That's my first Dark Souls, like in Souls like game.
Hmm.
Uh, the thing is, I played it in his PC, and what I felt personally is when I played it, uh, it's like I felt so personal with the boss. And I came back home and I downloaded the game
Hmm.
and I started like searching for the boss. Like, he beat the shit out of me on the first time. Okay,
Okay.
so I just thought I should beat him, and I'll just uninstall the game. But it was not like that.
Uh,
It was so good I continued the game. So that was my first experience with Souls.
so, are these games related by any chance? Because it has souls in its title.
Yeah, Demon Souls and Dark Souls is of course related, but not the other Souls like games.
Okay, so they are the same franchise or the universe, is it?
Yeah, there are the same developers.
Oh, develop. Okay, so then it's a company.
It's a company and they share the universe. Like, uh, how do I say? It's like they don't interfere, but they share the universe.
Okay, okay. So, what is the end point or destination here in these games? So, it seems like
It's
there is a
like,
protagonist.
hmm,
So, yeah.
it's like any other game, man. You
Hmm.
you just have to defeat a, like, how do I say? You have a final boss.
Okay.
To get to the final boss, you have to defeat these sidekicks.
Okay.
but they don't die as like other sidekicks in other games.
Hmm.
So they just feel like a boss in their own lands. So that's what makes it interesting.
Okay, so it's always going to be one final boss, and to get to him, you fight all these underboss or like sidekicks.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were saying that there's a story in this which is very addictive narrative.
See, the story would mainly be, I would say, like, for example, if you can take Valheim, okay,
Hmm.
it's a Souls-like game that I'm playing right now, okay, with my classmates. Like we started playing it a while back and we stopped now.
Hmm.
So now holiday started. I am going to continue it. The game's lore is you are a group of warriors
Hmm.
who have been banished from Valhalla. So Valhalla is heaven in Norse mythology, and Valheim is hell. So the point of you playing this game is you making yourself worthy to go to Valhalla, which is heaven.
You're talking about
So
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
no, 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 no. I am talking about the game Valheim.
Oh,
There is a
Valheim.
separate
Okay,
game.
okay, okay, okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
you are in Valheim now. So you are banished from Valhalla.
Hmm.
So you are starting in zero, and you have to build, craft, and everything. Like it's a Souls-like game, but it has base building and stuff.
Okay.
It's so unique, Valheim. Like it has compatibility for PC to PS connection, I guess.
Hmm.
The thing is, you have to beat bosses and you have to explore biomes. So the main goal in this game is getting into Valhalla. So every Souls game has something, some thing to give you.
Okay. So, yeah, to summarize, Souls-like game, as Sam Cruz had told, it's basically a extreme difficulty game where you're gonna get killed multiple times, and you're gonna take it personally. What do you say? A mission that you need to clear this game and defeat all the bosses because it's so getting under the skin, right? For you.
Yeah.
And then a narrative, good story with a good addictive narrative, so that makes you come back and play again and again, and every time it's going to be a different experience. So it looks like a combination of two must elements, which is one is extreme difficulty and other is narrative. So let's explore more on this. So that is the other question now. So the third topic was what are the basic design elements for souls like game. So now that you already outlined two particular design elements, so under this are there any other elements, or do we have additional elements that categorizes into a souls like game?
Okay, so yeah, there are certain additional elements. Like the theme of the game should be dark. Like, how do I say? It should have some gore. It should have some violence inbuilt to it.
Hmm.
So natively they have some wonderful environment design, but still while playing it you should feel the frustration. That frustration gives you the sense of accomplishment. So
Okay.
every Souls game must have must give you some frustration. So see, every player has certain skill set, right?
Hmm.
So everybody interprets the game in a certain way.
Hmm.
So the more dumb you are at the beginning, makes you more frustrated and makes you feel more accomplished. So it's so fun to play a Souls game with it.
Okay.
And then
Huh.
the level design should be very unique. Like see, it's like fighting the boss again and again, right?
Hmm.
So every time you're going to the way to meet the boss itself should feel like some adventure. So every Souls like game has it. Like Elden Ring does it very good.
Hmm.
Like every time you go to a boss, you have to like go through a path that's interesting to travel. So that's also a very important point in this.
Okay. Elden Ring. Yeah, we'll come to Elden Ring. Yeah. Any other elements?
And then the like you must make the boss fights memorable. Like
Hello. We are not able to hear you.
hello, can you hear me,
Yeah,
Maddie?
can yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I was saying about the boss fights. Okay, so The boss fights should be so memorable. They must make it memorable because uh, like how do I say, the lower and difficulty matches should match to the bosses. Like they should feel like they should connect to you. They should have some dialogues in the middle of gameplay that should make them unforgettable and stuff like that. So and then they should have two things uh, I think personally it's a must thing to have. Like it should have some sort of psychological and emotional impact. Like
On
if a guy is under like loneliness or like he's feeling too low, these games will make him feel challenged by someone and like trigger them to be active. That's how I see these Souls games.
impacting the real life, you mean, or what?
No, see, it's like giving you stress to make you relieve from stress.
That's a good, funny way to put it. Okay. Okay.
And
And then.
then, since you asked for about outside, like in real life, right?
Hmm.
The puzzle solving mechanics in Souls like game, right? It's so unique. Like even if you're fighting a boss, right? You must always think and look for possibilities.
Hmm.
Like the cognitive skills you get from a Souls like game is cannot be compared with any kind of game for me. Like it will be always like you always feel like you're doing some firefighting thing in game.
Okay.
So the feel is too good.
Okay. Okay. So I was preparing for this podcast and I was reading this blog called no 15 best soul like games for from Den of Geek website. So I'm
Okay.
gonna they actually have put the design elements. So that's where we picked up the topic. So I'm gonna read one by one and you're gonna explain it more. Okay.
Okay.
So the blog says that some of these disalignements are an emphasis on difficulty. So that you have explained already that it should be really extremely difficult and you need to be like doing it multiple times to understand the mechanics and all. So the
Hmm.
second point is interesting. A checkpoint
Okay.
system that respawns enemies. So first of all, tell what it is. So I just realized this in only in the Black Myth Wukong game. So uh, uh, how would you explain this to a gamer, baby gamer like me?
Okay. So for example, Maddie, you are the player, okay,
Huh,
and I am the boss.
okay.
So you come to me, I beat the shit out of you 10 times. On the 11th time, you beat the shit out of me, okay?
Hmm,
And then your ego conscious is not letting you forget me. You
hmm,
have to beat the shit out of me again and again.
hmm.
That's why they have the mechanic of respawning me.
Okay. Yeah, but the point is, there are,
Hmm.
as you said, there's going to be at the end of the story, there's going to be a final boss. But to get to him, we have all these sidekicks
Yeah.
and side boss or what you call under boss. Okay, and
Hmm.
then you have all these minor enemies, right? So,
Yeah.
what is the point to have, to these small enemies being respawned? So, why do we need that? So,
Yeah, that's a very good question actually. So what happens when you play these games is there is an enemy, right? You over a period of time, like after dying 5 6 times, you pick up the rhythm of the enemy.
hmm,
So the dodges and parries become so easy to you. Okay.
hmm,
Then what happens is every time he makes an attack, you would predict it and catch the rhythm of him. Okay.
hmm.
That is like the most satisfying feeling you ever get. That's why people replay the game because of like they would go and sync with the enemy, so they would most probably predict the next move, and it will be so easy. So
I
since
mean,
they had
my
a
point was that's understandable for all these underboss, you get more level up or something. But these minor, small enemies, like I can give you example, right? So in Black Myth Wukong, you have these wolves, small wolves. So
yeah,
every time they get respawned, right? So that's pretty annoying. Like you have to go through these small enemies, you have to defeat them as well, and then get to the underboss. So why do you have to make them respawn?
I mean it's up to the developer, I guess.
No, I have the answer. I at
Okay.
least I know the answer. I guess that should be right. Let me tell you. So I was playing along with what do you say? I was playing Black Myth Wukong on live, right? So Venom was there and I was chatting, and I asked the same question. And he said, right, you can beat these enemies and try to level up. So maybe I'm in level 5 or something. That is not enough to beat the underboss. So
Yeah.
I keep respawning again and again and beating the hell out of all these small enemies, and I level up 1 or 2. I get some points and then I level up, so I become level 7. So when I'm in level 7, I'm able to beat the underboss of that level.
Yes.
So I think that's particularly I mean, that's one particular reasons why these small enemies get respawned. So you get a chance to beat them, and then nuances, understand the nuances of combat. So yeah, apart from that, I don't know whether it's going to be a developer's option or not.
I mean, it's for making you grind the game, I guess, like making you get used to. Yeah, that's a very good point, actually. I
Yeah,
never saw it that way, but okay, very good
yeah,
point.
this was Venom's answer, so I should give credit to Venom. It's not my intelligence.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So
so
smart, smart
the
answer.
yeah, yeah, let me read the next point on this block. Role playing elements that offer opportunities for character growth.
Oh, fuck, how did I miss it? I forgot the role playing element. Like,
Yeah, please
oh
elaborate.
shit. Okay, okay. So yeah, see the RPG element in games, right? Souls like games, right?
Hmm.
They are talking about it. What's the question? Can you?
So it's one of the design element, role playing element that offer opportunities for character growth.
Yeah. See, these Souls like game are not linear. Okay,
Hmm.
so it is not necessary for you to complete A boss, B boss, C boss, and D boss. Like you could just go straightly to the D boss, or you can, if your skill set is too high, you can play it whatever way you like.
Okay.
So every player has like different play, like how to say, different way of starting the story. Like in, for example, in some games the story is not connected to the bosses. I mean, it's connected but not directly. You can just go to the boss, like for example, you can go to boss G and kill him and come back to boss A for defeating him, so it does not affect the storyline.
Hmm.
So that's what they call the role play element. So you create your own sequence of killing bosses, and you create your own way of seeing the story, right? Since it doesn't have a very linear and very narrative kind of thing, it has a straightforward story, a mission which you have to accomplish.
It's like a Quentin Tarantino movie. That's what you're saying.
Okay, I have never
Non-linear.
seen a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the next point is also very interesting. Encouraging player depth to learn mechanics and environment navigation.
Yeah, I guess I already approached this point, like when I said about the cognitive skills you get, right? And
Yeah.
like giving you stress to make you relieve from stress. Yeah,
Yeah, I can
that's what I
add
did.
a point here. I mean, I can add or elaborate this point because personally, if you go back and watch Black Myth Wukong episode number 3, which I played this week, Tuesday, I last week I was struggling, so this week I learned the nuances, and I took like 1 hour to defeat that wandering, or forgot his name, big-headed Buddha. So I kind of, you can go and watch the episode. 1 hour in live stream, I kind of struggled and I was learning the mechanics and I was respawning again and again. I think I would have earned like 3 levels beating these small wolves and then getting to him. So the major point here is you kind of understand the enemy's movement, whether they are
Yeah,
minor enemies or underboss or medium difficulty boys. So you kind of what do you say, know the mechanics, and then you improve your combat also, like when to dodge and how to dodge, or how to attack, how to use there are
yeah,
so many ways to attack, right? Attack, defend, light attack, heavy attack. So you get to know the nuances of the game and the combat system, and that's one thing, like we missed it. So there is no change of difficulty level here, right? It's always going to be only one level,
yeah,
right? You cannot change like other story games or action games. You cannot change your difficulty level to easy mode, medium difficulty mode, hard difficulty mode. So there is no options for the users or gamers to change the level.
exactly.
So you have only one game. You open it and you're gonna play it. You cannot change the difficulty at all. So
Yeah.
so that's why this point is really good. So you have to die multiple times. It's like that movie people who have watched Tom Cruise, Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. So he keeps dying again and again, and then after 150 iteration, he becomes a very brave soldier in the war against aliens. So that's the concept we are talking about. So yeah. So next point is indirect information related to narrative elements and gameplay mechanics.
Oh, come again.
Indirect information related to narrative elements and gameplay mechanics.
Okay. Hmm. Can you give me some points? Like I don't have a clear
I
view.
think what they're meaning, if I'm right, is they don't teach you to, they don't give you fish. They teach you how to fish. That's the point, I guess. Right?
Okay.
So they are not giving the direction, I mean, information directly to you. So through other ways. I'm not
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
yeah. I get. Yeah, like you won't get the location in the map where the boss is and stuff. Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Okay, the both related to the story as well as the game.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. The final point they mentioned here is combat systems that focus on memorizing enemy movement and attack patterns.
Yeah,
So
I said about the rhythm in
we
Souls like
talked
games,
about it.
right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. So that's Souls like game, and the design elements basically. There will be no option for the user or gamer to change the difficulty. You're gonna have only one extreme difficulty mode, and you have to get the fish out of here and get into that game, get out of the reality and get into the game and learn the mechanics of the small enemies, medium enemies, and high difficulty enemies, and then try to beat them. So it's going to be really difficult. So people who are beginning this podcast or this these kind of games are not for you. So, I'm telling you, I'm a baby gamer. I have given up so many games in my life, starting from Aladdin in my high school, and so yeah, it's a very pro gaming aspect. These what do you say, Souls like gaming, and today only today I came to know like the origin thanks to Sam Cruz. Okay, now let's get into the examples. So, can you give us some good examples of Souls-like games, in the recent times, and also popular examples?
Okay. So yeah, in recent times, I just played Elden Ring recently.
Okay.
But the thing is, the way I played it was it was multiplayer. Okay.
Hmm.
So I just played it for the difficult boss battles.
Hmm.
I didn't go into the story, or I literally didn't give a fish about the story.
Okay.
So, uh, so I'm not a big time Souls like games player, but I like to play games in hard difficulty. So if you don't want to sit and watch cutscenes and something like that, I would say Souls games is for you. And
Hmm.
then one more example is Bloodborne. Okay, so it has always been a very good game, and the game you could do.
Yeah, please don't remind that.
See, I mean, you shouldn't have quit it, man. You should have tried like in like apart from live streams, you should have tried it and managed to learn the mechanics.
Hmm. I was not
And then
doing live then, so it was recorded streams only.
oh, okay.
Yeah, then.
And then okay, so the Star Wars games, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, that came up correct.
So they consider it to be Souls-like game. I guess it's Souls-like game. I mean, the Jedi Survivor,
Hmm.
but it just feels like
Story.
it just feels good, man. The difficulty is not that bad. Like you don't die that often.
But the predecessor Fallen Order was having the change option to change difficulty.
Yeah, it had. So I don't think Star Wars is. Personally, they consider it has a Souls-like game, but not me. But and then the Surge series. So I just know about. I haven't played it. I have just heard about it.
Okay.
Then nah, Life of P. Yeah, the game
Which one? Life of?
Life of P.
Life of P. Oh, it's a movie, na?
I'm not sure. It's a game, dude. Actually, I haven't played it, but the game received too much like credits for its graphics.
Okay. Yeah, so let us look into Elden Ring. So do you know the story of Elden Ring?
Nope.
It
I just hopped into the multiplayer session and people just carried me into it.
okay, so it's
So the one game I would say I played it and I really loved it. It's called Sekiro. Okay,
hmm,
I guess it won Game of
award.
the Year on some I don't know which year.
Hmm.
It's a very creative Souls-like game.
Okay.
Uh, so it's from, of course, it's from the developers of Demon Souls and Dark Souls.
Hmm.
So it tends to add the Souls-like as a subgenre
Hmm.
and mainly focus on uh, like the story. It's like a linear story game, but it focuses on the souls like as a subgenre. So this game, right, it mainly focuses on the stealth rather than making you fight, taking a fight head on.
Hmm.
So I really loved the fact it was too fresh and the concept is too good. And then speaking of Sekiro, the combat, and you should definitely try Sekiro someday.
Hmm.
The combat is so good and it's so smooth. Like it came 2 3 years back, I guess, but in that time still the combat was so smooth.
Hmm. Is it like a Japanese game? The name sounds like Japanese.
Yeah, of course.
Was it adapted from anime or manga?
I am not into anime or manga,
Okay.
but I think the story is somewhat related to anime or manga.
Yeah, I think I might have a look at this because I'm into manga and anime this year, so I'll explore Sekiro.
So
Okay.
generally these games, right, or they say, you know, Ghost of Tsushima, right?
Hmm.
The whole concept of these Chinese and Japanese games itself is so good. They have very like what do you say, story rich games. So I really love playing like the Asian games.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What about the recent MWM game, Black Myth Wukong ongoing series?
So I just watched the episode one of it.
Okay. No, what I'm asking is that a Souls-like game? Because
It is, of course, it's a Souls like game.
hmm.
And then so it's a very interesting story, Journey to the West. You know the story, right? The actual story.
No, I don't know.
So you should just look into it, the actual Wukong story.
Okay.
Like he just beat the shit of all gods, I guess, in the story, and then Buddha himself came to
Hmm.
like
Calm him down or what?
no, not calm him down, like capture him, like.
Oh, Buddha
So
means the
it's,
Buddhism Buddha.
yeah, Buddhism Buddha.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a very good story. So they adapted it to this game.
Huh.
And then the thing is, the Black Myth Wukong, the gameplay is so much like the old Souls like game. So I really liked it. And I just watched your streams. I don't know, you noticed something.
Hmm.
The power ups and power moves you use, right?
Hmm.
Like the time freezing or the staff attack.
Hmm.
They are so if you do a mistake, they are so punishable by the opponent. I just love the fact it's punishable.
Sometimes if you don't time it rightly, you lose that power. Actually, you have to wait again.
Yeah, that's what I meant punishable. So if you miss it, you get punished by the opponents.
Oh my God. Don't talk about it now. So how am I doing? Faring well or like should I improve?
I would say you should like the small wolves and all, right?
Huh.
You should go brag them and
No, I kept doing
Like
that because when I'm told a point that you should level up, maybe the level is not important. So
no,
I,
no. I mean you should have the mentality to brag them, not to level up. You should play like you really wanted to. You must feel like a bully around them.
oh, okay, I got it. Okay, yeah. Now snakes have come, so yeah, it's a really difficult game. Yeah, as you said, you earlier made a phrase that these are games which gives you stress and then makes you bust. So it's exactly like that. I log into gaming looking forward to stress bust the reality, but it gives its own stress. Okay, so yeah, that is so true. Okay, now that we have covered. MWM Gaming, what do you think of other games? So, ever since I've become a mainstream gamer 3 4 weeks back, I have been playing a game every week. I mean, every day. And it's my third week, so I have successfully completed around 20 episodes, I guess. So, let me go one by one. So, Monday I played Dragon Ball Sparking. So, what's your opinion on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, the latest Dragon Ball game?
Actually, I have not watched the anime, okay, Dragon Ball anime, but I know the story. Like my friends used to watch it, and I know the story.
Mm.
So I just really love the character of Goku, and say, for instance, I love Vegeta more than Goku. So
Vegeta. Okay.
yeah, I don't know why, but his character feels so entertaining and amusing.
Yeah, he's that moody guy who becomes,
Yeah, he's too good at his work. I would say
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Is he the bad guy in the story?
Ooh.
Vegeta.
There is so many bad guys. I mean, Vegeta is actually a Z warrior. He is initially when he comes, he's the enemy, but over time he'll get into Goku's gang, so they become Z warriors.
Yeah, like the way he calls him Kakarot. Like I really love it.
Kakarot. Okay, so how was the game? The story is so much to talk. We have to do a separate episode on Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
talk a
yeah.
lot,
Like
but
you must do it one day, man.
it's Sparking Zero game. How is it?
The gameplay, I didn't expect it to be too fluid, man. The gameplay is so good. I
Yeah, I mean,
expected,
you were surprised with the Kakarot Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game, right? So
yeah.
they have
So
just
I just hopped into the Steam, right?
uh,
I have seen the game. It just felt like the anime. I have seen
yeah.
some episodes and some fights. The gameplay is feeling like I'm just wondering how the hell they pulled it off.
It's so good. I think the combat is addictive. Like people who watch Dragon Ball, it's one of the exception. Usually people say manga is better than anime because they skip a lot of stories, jump a lot of elements and all. But Dragon Ball is an exception where it was enhanced. So because of the music, color, and the combat, so it became world popular. So Dragon Ball Z is one of the world popular anime, right? So it's running for, it's still having its magic and pulling crowd from the recent generation. So when you watch the anime and then when you come to play the game, it's like you are in anime but you get to do the combat. So that's why all most of the DB games are really good. So Sparking Zero, they have enhanced it, like most refined. I think they didn't overdo it, same as Kakarot. The difference I feel is nothing, right? So in Kakarot, same combat is there in the Sparking Zero, but they have given this world tournament multiplayer online, offline, and then the way the moves are there, special powers, Kamehameha. So every character you can play as every character. So that is really good. So they have just refined it rather than doing a fundamental change in the gaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that was Monday's Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and then Tuesday we already talked about Black Myth Wukong. So it's going personally good. Well, I have cleared a level today in this week. So Wednesdays,
I wouldn't have a word about Candy Crush, man.
yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah, I thought it was just for the prank, but fine. Okay, Thursday we play Quarry. So have you watched Quarry? I think you would have not
No,
played.
no. I think I should watch Quarry. Like
No, I'm
I
asking
should see
about
how
your
you
when it
reacted.
was released 2022. So even then you didn't watch.
No, I was thinking to play it for a long time, and I'm not like. See, I have this habit of going to these sites who releases indie games. Okay,
Hmm.
so I am now like I have like 15, 16 indie games, and I'm playing like everything is like 1 hour games. I'm playing it. I'm just killing my time,
Hmm.
so I'm
Okay.
not getting to play the big hits.
Yeah, you should actually. It's similar to the Dark Pictures anthology because I was actually disappointed when I started playing initially. Kind of disappointed because the camera angles were limited. Okay, and
Yeah,
then more story dialogues, and it was thrilling. It's a great if you feel it as a movie. If you watch it, you're gonna feel it as a movie. So everything was good, but then I started realizing in like 30-40 minutes that it's same as Dark Pictures anthology, and I was wondering why it's famous and popular because 2022 it was so popular, right? Everybody was talking about
yeah.
Quarry. So then I kind of looked up, all the actors seemed familiar. I was like, okay, all these faces I've seen somewhere. Then they're all film actors and film and TV series actors from Netflix, OTT, and all other what do you say industry. I was like, okay, that's why it is famous. So you kind of get that familiar faces, and I think the sensation it became a sensation because of this what do you say popular cast and crew.
Mhm.
Friday, Demon Soul. Have you watched Demon Soul?
No, no, man. Actually, this whole week I had my exams, and I was thinking to watch Quarry. That's my main thing, and
Okay.
I didn't see Demon Souls. You played Demon Souls?
No, but when it released, did you check it out?
Yeah, when it released, I checked it out. Of course, I would check it out.
What was your first impression?
I just felt it's good. Whenever I see a Souls-like game, I would like to call my friend who is into Souls-like
But
game.
that's not
Like
Souls like game, na? Demon Souls.
it is a Souls-like game, of course.
Yeah, yeah, there is no difficulty in that. I kind of clear. Maybe I don't know. I haven't checked whether which difficulty I'm in, but I don't feel it's like a Souls like game.
Man, the name itself says it's a Souls like.
No, 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 no. Okay.
It's not even a Souls like game. It's a Souls game.
No, no, I'll tell you. So Demon Souls is an anime. Okay, popular anime. So
Okay.
it's unrelated to Souls like gaming. Okay, I think you misunderstood. So Demon Souls is a manga, but the anime is more popular again because it picked up on its own and the story was really good. I think
Man,
so.
you're talking about the remake, right? That came recently.
Not remake. I'm not sure it's a remake. I don't follow. I didn't follow the history of the game. So in PS5, this
No,
Demon.
no, the Demon Souls is the old game, and the remake. I thought you were talking about the remake.
Oh, okay, okay. So, yeah, Demon's Soul is different. We have got into a clear, miscommunication. So, I'm not talking about Demon apostrophe S Souls game. Okay, I'm talking about the anime game Demon Soul. Hiroshima Chronicles.
Okay, I have no idea about it.
My bad, my bad. Okay, that's an anime game. So yeah,
Okay.
it's not a Souls-like game. It's a completely the title. The anime title is Demon Souls. So that's how the name came for the game. So it's not a Souls like game; it's a story narrative game, and like
Okay, okay.
Demon, this Dragon Ball, it has its own combat system, so it's good. You should check it out. And finally, Berserk. Have you heard of Berserk game? First of all, it is.
I have a very good friend named MaddiE DawsoN who, who, who introduced me a
So
anime called
you do not know about Berserk game, right?
Nope.
When it was released, you never know that there is a game called Berserk that exists.
I just got to know so there's something called Berserk that exists by you.
Okay. Yeah, the game is actually really good, man. So it's not a Souls-like game, but it's any story game. So basically, it's an anime game, right? So we have already Dragon Ball, Demon Soul, and then this what we are talking about, man, Berserk. So these are all anime games. So basically, they'll have story and almost as similar to any other story games from the West. So Berserk is good because of this long sword. So I'm not sure in any of the Souls-like game the character has any long sword. I think Berserk, the Guts character, has the longest sword I've seen in any story, movie, or game. So
He
because of,
has the sword that is in Final Fantasy, right?
is it as tall as a human being?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's slightly taller than a human being, I guess.
Oh yeah, then that's the same as Berserk sword.
It is a like how is the point? The end is pointy or
It's
it's
like a
flat?
medieval sword,
Oh,
but
okay, okay, okay,
just longer.
okay. Final Fantasy sword like looks cool. It's modern. It's fancy.
Okay, I'll have to check because oh man, you get into combat and use that long sword, it's a different feel. So obviously they have modified the story, anime from anime. They have modified the story for the game, and the graphics are okay. So it's a very old game. So I think it's not a big deal, but it's still good to play in 2024 because of the story and the sword. So that's what I was making a point. Cool. So now that I'm trying to enjoy Black Myth Wukong, which is the one immediate game under Souls like game category, you will recommend me to play.
You should play Elden Ring, man. Why I would say why you should play Elden Ring. Since I missed out the story and just played for combat, like you should build a PC and play it with me.
You should play.
Elden Ring.
Okay, no, the you should play like you said multiplayer something.
Yeah, it has multiplayer, seamless co-op. So
Okay,
I guess I could build you a PC this month and you could download and we could play multiplayer.
okay, cool. Okay, I'll check it out. Elden Ring, yeah. I actually it was also getting trended and becoming a sensation. I think last year,
Yeah,
no,
they introduced seamless co-op, man. Souls game that had co-op.
the it was released in 2023, right?
Yep.
And it won the Game of the Year award, I guess.
I mean I know it won, but I don't know in what
Category.
like yeah what
Okay.
category they won.
I actually wanted to purchase and play because everyone was talking about it. I even watched some gameplay videos, but then it gave me this Bloodborne feel. Okay, and I remember my PTSD of Bloodborne game. So, and you asked me why did you give up in the prank, na? So let me explain. Bloodborne.
No, it wasn't a prank.
Yeah, it's okay. So, Bloodborne, I remember I liked the poster and I checked out the summary or the overview logline, and then I installed it and I was so excited to play. Then I actually enjoyed it. Okay, I don't have anything against it, and it was scary first of all. So enemies were coming from every direction, and when you die, you get the checkpoint is like you have a very what do you say? Checkpoint is so far away, you have to go through all over it again, right? And all these enemies, small enemies, are respawned. So, and then you get a huge, what do you say, underboss. I was like so tiny, and I was like just starting out in PlayStation gaming, PS4, and then I imagine facing Bloodborne with that kind of. I was a baby gamer at that time, so it kind of scared me the dark setting and these. It was like a zombie now, so yeah. If I had got Black Myth Wukong that time, I would have become a pro gamer now. Like nothing, theater, filmmaking, nothing would have happened. I would have become a Rad Brad or Tamil gaming by now.
uh,
So yeah, so I got a difficult game. So I would actually, if it was enhanced, is there a remaster version for PS5 Bloodborne?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I would like to give it a try again. So let's see. I think I gave up without much try because I understood that version of MaddiE was very new and I was scared to play that game. So Black Kong is more positive. Now the setting only the color grading if you see it's so bright, positive, and
It's not
even the
dark enough.
yeah, so it's not dark enough. So the enemies are scary. The wolves and the snakes and all are scary. Okay, and even that when I first saw, oh man, I have to defeat such a big-headed Buddha. So that were all, there were those scary elements were there, but the dark setting didn't add that another layer of scare.
So it was funny scary, not darker scary.
Not funny, enjoyable scary. I would say
Ah, okay.
enjoyable. So the experience was different in Black Myth. So yeah, uh, cool. Any other points you would like to add? So let's have that breezer. We usually have fun activity. Why should someone not play Souls like game?
Okay, so why should someone not play Souls like you? Like, if you are feeling like me right now, you know how I feel right now after this exam week and something. I feel like I should hire somebody to play games for me. So if you
You're so
if you feel
tired. You don't want to play. You're saying
yeah, I'm so tired. I don't want to play. Like, I just feel like somebody like I should have a clone or something like that. So if you feel like that, just pull up your shit together and go watch some Souls game, uh, like
Video.
somebody playing a Souls like game. You
Okay.
shouldn't play it if you're like me.
Okay. So yeah, that's good. Now why should someone play?
Okay. If you like the sense of accomplishment and if you're craving for something to achieve, you could just hop in and beat someone ass and you could just come back.
Hmm.
So and then the cognitive skills you get is pretty good for a game, especially every time you load into the game you get to learn new mechanics and learn new play style, so it's so good. That's why you should play it, like every time it has something to offer.
Okay. Nice. Cool. Uh, Okay, and you have seen me, you have been observing me for like 3 years now as a YouTuber gamer. So when I started the channel, I was a YouTuber gamer, and 3 years on, still I'm a YouTuber gamer. So
Yeah,
watching me 3 years, what level I am. So I keep calling myself baby gamer. So I try to be humble, not want to get into the competition of, like rate myself as a pro gamer. So what level I am, and yeah.
actually I would rather talk about your game sense than your skills. Like
Okay.
let's don't talk about the skills, okay? You have got it improved in a natural way, natural progress.
Hmm.
But your game sense actually got a lot better. Like before, if you see your streams, I would get irritated by you not solving a simple thing. But see,
Example,
it's
which
not.
game? Which game?
I'd say Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, wow. Okay, that is difficult,
See,
man.
see, I am a
You are a Potterhead.
fanboy.
How can I
So
satisfy a Potterhead?
yeah, I'm a Potterhead, right? So I just felt too irritated, but I couldn't say spit it out.
Hmm,
So after that, like you played many games, right? You really become very good at problem solving in your games.
hmm.
So I guess your game sense is pretty good. I really think you if you get into a competitive game, you would pull it up quickly now rather than before. Before I wouldn't suggest you a competitive game, but now I would suggest you.
Okay, nice. And have my game choice improved?
Uh, okay. I don't. It has always been good, I guess. Your game choice, so it's nothing bad. You should improve.
Only
You just
Candy Crush is exception, is it?
uh, okay. Is that even a game? Okay.
Dude, it's a piece. It's like a therapeutic game for me. Okay, everybody has their own therapeutic game.
No, no. I'm just too hard. The pill is too hard to swallow, man.
You are extreme. You are like, what do you say, the prost pro level gamer. So I cannot argue with you. So, but try Candy Crush. It will also
See.
burst your.
I just talk to you like this. See, even I have a word game in my mobile. I used to play that all the time. It's like you joining letters and forming words.
That is also a game, and a game is a game, no matter where it is
Yeah,
and
see,
how it
see,
is.
jokes apart. See, I wouldn't say Candy Crush is bad. If you like it, you can play it.
Yeah.
But I say you're playing games like Black Myth Wukong and then sudden shift of mindset, you play Candy Crush.
You
It's like
should.
you aging yourself and de-aging yourself, man.
Yeah, you should have the Odyssey duality. Always be a kid. Age is a number. So open to anything. So I can defend with a lot of points. So
Yeah.
cool. Anyway, once again, thank you so much for appearing as a guest speaker. And let me remind you, this is the fifth episode, and Sam Crew is
Yeah.
the only member in MWM Hub and channel to appear as a guest speaker and lending his voice for 5 episodes. So nobody has achieved this feat. So let's congratulate Sam Cruz once again on a new day. It's already Sunday, Saturday, so weekend is on. And yeah, yesterday Sam Cruz's mom celebrated her birthday. So on behalf of MWM, let's have a belated wishes. So belated happy birthday to your mom, Sam Cruz. I should have
Yeah,
started off the
I will
episode.
convey.
I forgot. Yeah, we started the episode yesterday and we are ending it today. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Any final words, Sam?
Okay, good spending you with 2 days with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
today's topic I selected it. So, and Sam was like quickly onto it. So, thank you for that enthusiasm as well. So yeah, let's do more episodes. I think we should talk about anime. Why don't you be an anchor and podcast me?
I really thought of this like while doing the fourth episode, right?
Yeah,
I just spoke with a friend of mine. I just did a podcast with my friend. It was so good.
huh.
And then while speaking, I just got an idea. Why should I like always be the on the end? I would make MaddiE in the guest speaker end, and I will just be an anchor of it. It will be good.
Yeah, I would love to talk about anything about games and anime technology. I don't know. You're the
Dude,
master.
you should speak about movies, man. I really want to talk about movies with you.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So yeah, we will continue the podcast. Please keep appearing again and again, and feel free to choose your own topics. And
Okay.
yeah, thank you so much. You have kickstarted the podcast activities, podcast club activities for November month. So that is also another special feat. Thank you so
Nice.
much. Yeah, I hope you guys, viewers, I mean listeners, enjoyed this episode. Please let us know what topic you want us to talk in gaming or books or movies, anything. Do comment it out, and we'll try to get a podcast episode on that. And I'll catch you in another live stream video or podcast. Until then, you're watching Medley with MaddiE. I'm MaddiE DawsoN signing off with Sam Cruz. And take care. Have a happy weekend. Bye
Bye,
bye.
bye, bye.